Hello, it's James from Write Your Own Story. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. I wanted to tell you a story from my past when I was a young lad growing up, and me being me and trying to learn from every situation I find myself in. I definitely learned from this one in a way that actually styled my entire approach to living. So here's what happened. When I was at school, I'm the youngest of 5 kids. And when I was at school, the rule in our house was you don't go to college or university, you get a job as soon as you can. You leave school as soon as possible and you start bringing money in. Well, that's what my other brothers and sisters had done. So that's what I did as well. Now, my very first job, straight from leaving school, I was a gardener with the Liverpool City Council. And it was a great job, working outside, getting an all year round tan, and I tan quite easy. I was getting a better tan than some people who'd spent a fortune going away on holiday. Well, anyway, all the new starters were put with a guy called Bob. And Bob was known as Grumpy Bob because he was really grumpy. And because he was so grumpy, everyone used to take the mickey out of him, used to tease him. And Bob never used to like that, but he wouldn't say anything. Now, that's not really my way. And I have always been a bit of a listener and a bit chatty, I guess. Probably more so than I should be, really. But I would listen to Bob. And because I wasn't teasing him, he would talk to me where he wouldn't really talk to the other new starters. And Bob, to me, seemed ancient. I mean, he must have been about 50. And I was like 17 at the time. I've since changed my view on 50 being ancient. So I remember talking to Bob and asking him, about his life and this kind of thing. And he used to say certain things to me. Now, I can still remember some of the things that he used to say. He told me that he'd always wanted to go skiing. But, he said, and this was one of his phrases, knowing my luck, I'd break my leg on the first day. So he'd never gone. And then another thing he wanted to do, he wanted to visit the pyramids. And he said, no, my luck, I'll be bitten to death by mosquitoes. And then it was a around the world cruise on a boat. He'd always wanted to do that. And he said, no, my luck, the ship would sink and I can't swim. Right? So he wasn't a very positive person. But I think he was very, very bitter because he'd let this knowing my luck outlook dictate his entire life. And that stopped him going for things. So it was a really good lesson for a young 17-year-old lad who knew nothing about nothing and didn't even know that. It was a good lesson for me to pick up on at such a young age, because I thought to myself, I never want to end up like Bob. I don't want to end up where I'm on my deathbed and I'm thinking, would that have worked? Could I have done that? What would have happened? I just can't be that version. And I haven't been that version. So if there's something that I've always wanted to do, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, and I do my best not to, and as long as I can afford it, and I do my best to afford it, I want to go for it. Because for me anyway, I would rather fail having gone for it than just not know. I would rather fail and think, okay, I've done my best. I've done my best and I fell flat on my face and it's not for me. I've never actually experienced that. Everything I've gone for, it may not be, the best thing in the world ever, but I found a way to adapt. I found a way to get a little bit better at it than I was before, learn a new skill. I'm no Jedi master at this thing, but it's amazing what you can do if you just give yourself a bit of a chance. And actually, as I'm hearing myself saying it, I think that's a big thing, just giving yourself a chance. So, is there something that you want to go for? Something that you've wanted to do since you were younger? Now, you don't have to change the world, you don't have to split the atom. That's been done. But is there something that you'd like to go for? And give yourself a chance. If anything, just so you don't end up like Bob, like Grumpy Bob. Because, Bob, he's probably dead now. But it's such a shame because he had all the ability within him. He could have done those things if he would have just removed himself out of his comfort zone a little bit. And I think that's really, really important. That's where the growth happens, when you move yourself out of your comfort zone. In fact, there's a video I spoke about it on my last video about a tree that grew in the most unlikely of circumstances. I'll put a link for it just on the side so you can check that out. But I would implore you, for your sake, not for mine, but for your sake, give yourself a chance. Maybe take a first step and just see what's that like, and then go one more step and then one more step. That's all you got to do. Alright, so I hope you've liked this video. I will see you on the next one, and this is James from Write Your Own Story. Bye.